What makes you different is what makes you Spider-Man. My name is Peter Parker. I'm pretty sure you know the rest. I saved the city, fell in love, then I saved the city again and again and again. Look, I'm a comic book, a cereal, I did a Christmas album, and a so-so popsicle. But this isn't about me. Not anymore.
Spider-Man swings in once a day, zip-zap-zop in his little mask and answers to no one. I love you, Miles.
Yeah, I know that.
You gotta say I love you back.
Dad, are you serious?
I wanna hear it.
Look at this place.
Dad, I love you.
Dad, I love you.
That's a copy.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Miles Morales. I'm the one and only Spider-Man.
Yo.
At least that's what I thought.
So,
Super Collider? You're gonna love this.
I just seen Into the Spiderverse.
You're like,
Yeah.
that's impossible.
Let's get it. So, Sony's Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse. Just finished seeing it yesterday, and I have to admit, I loved it. It was well done. The animation was like a hodgepodge of like Flash animation and traditional with some 3D, kind of like the Nickelodeon 2012 TMNT. But it was well done, and everything that people was talking about, how it was kind of like the comic book came to life, and how they utilized certain comic book tropes like the thinking bubbles, and it was well done. I really liked it. I liked how they try to really embrace New York. You know, even though they was trying to create their own kind of vibe, because New York isn't exactly like that. At least not no more with the graffiti all over the trains and stuff like that, man. That is so 80s, bro. We had some of that in the 90s, but it was like, you had to go find like old carts that still was existing that was really from like the 70s and 80s that was around with all that shit on it. You know what I'm saying? So like, to see them really embracing some retro aspects of New York, but even the newer versions of how like dudes would go like bombing would be like drawing a sticker, like the mailing stickers, and post it on the walls or whatnot. You know what I mean? Like, yo, like that was dope. That was really dope. The music, him and Biggie, you know what I mean, screaming Brooklyn, like, yo, like it was. I like how they try to really want to make Brooklyn a definite vibe into it. And one thing we do got to talk on, like, you know what I mean, first is, here we got to start off with the flicks, which is obviously, we're already talking about it, is Into the Spider-Verse. Now the picks, the best parts of it, because I want to get into the nitpicks later now, is all the things that we could pick apart from it that was on the face of it that's good and bad. And let's start off with the bad. The bad is I felt like it was a little too short. Just a little bit too short for me. Because I felt like it was so on the surface that I would have loved for them to like really like have a couple more personal moments with the characters, because you enjoy the characters so much. It left you wanting more. So in that aspect, it was definitely good. But on the other aspect, you kind of wish like I could have took 10 more minutes of this movie. I could have took 10 more minutes of adding more to the characters. You know what I mean? Getting to know Miles a little bit more. You know what I mean? More interactions with him and Peter Parker, because I really felt like you sold it. You sold it with their relationship. You know what I mean? How they interrelated, how it was like they felt like they weren't alone for the first time. It was like, hey, you're like me. Like, I love that. It was real good. Real good. I'm supposed to be talking about the bad, but you see how quickly I got right back into the good. You dig? What else that is that we could even deem bad? Then we will be going into nitpicks. So I think, yeah, I would say pretty much the only bad thing is that it left you wanting for more character development, that I felt like even if you would have gave 10 minutes more of, you still would have wanted to get into these characters anyway. But I felt like they kept it, I don't want to say safe, but safe in terms of let's just have this moment come now, move on, have this moment come, move on. And it still went by real good, because you just wish you could have like stayed there a little bit. We wish we could have had like another little moment in there where we could have developed a little bit more of the relationships, if you will. At least that's how I feel. But anyways, now the good, like I said, they made sure that they hit every type of point. They made sure that they hit you when they wanted to get sensitive and deeper into the film. And they really touched those moments. But they also kind of really wanted to let you know that where the father and the son didn't see eye to eye, so to speak, even though it wasn't even that bad, it was just that, you know, he looked at it one kind of way out of a protectiveness in his son, because he sees so much more potential in him, just like he felt with his brother. And if you pay attention, his brother was the younger one. So the father, I think he felt like he might have failed his brother, that he would have wanted to make sure that he's seen what he's seen in his brother. And the funny thing is, in the movie, you've seen there is a light to the uncle. There is a light. He went down his own path. But in his relationship with his nephew Miles, they really touched on it. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like that they knew how to touch all the key moments and make it bring back around to who Miles was. Another thing that was well done was, for you to have so many different characters, they still made you feel like it was a Miles Morales story, which I actually was worried about going into it, because it was a lot of different characters. You almost think that he might get lost into it. It's still his movie. You know, Gwen looks so cool that, yeah, you want to see if there was going to be another movie, and you know that they're already talking about fast tracking a movie about Spider-Gwen, yeah, you would go there. But I did want to make sure that it wasn't like a launch pad for others. And it really was. But it really wasn't. It was his story. And another thing that I liked, the interrelationships with all the Spider-Men. Like, they made sure that each little thing that was their personal trope was woven into the story a certain kind of way, with the Rubik's cubes, with the Spider Noir. Like, they knew how to play up their strengths of being who they were and making it a charming attribute, and they knew how to level up. You know what I mean? Where it could be a hindrance or a little bit of a joke. They knew how to make that work for what it was with each of the characters, and that was actually well done. And I'm trying to say this without messing it up. You dig? Now the nitpicks. My nitpicks in terms of this would obviously be, like I said, would have been my actual issue. Would have been my issue with the film, which would have been just, I would have loved to 10 more minutes. I would have liked 10 more minutes of the movie. It felt like it as good as it was, you felt like it could have been a little, I would have loved a little bit more. And I felt like there was room for a little bit more. You know, people talk a lot about Kingpin. They could have played a lot more in that sandbox. I would have liked. They did enough for it. If this is the time that they had, if this was a film that they said this is the time that you have for it, you know what I'm saying? What would you do with it? You hit everything. You made it work in that time frame. Because I'd have loved 10 to 15 minutes more. My nitpick. everything else. I hear that that's a movie I'm gonna have to watch again because I hear that I know there's certain things in like the cell phone, some names, and they say that the film is actually chock full of a lot of nods, and like especially with the comic book number ones, like like I ain't going front, like another good thing in the nitpicks I'd have to say is all the homage. And I'm really like thinking back to it again, like the number one issues, like I love that. And another thing that I loved was how he had his first black suit was a spray painting of. Like it threw me off. A kind of negative on the nitpicks was the and I don't want to go too much into spoilers, was the Aunt May and the spider lair. It worked for the animation and for the world that they were creating, but it was like, okay. But I liked it. And how he got his black suit when he sprayed it, I loved it. I loved how they still incorporated the Scarlet Spider with the hoodie, but his version of it. You know what I'm saying? The shorts over it, how he spray painted it down, where the red fingers came from. Like, you can see why he will make his Spider-Man suit the way it's supposed to be down the line. You can see where that's gonna come from. And I loved it. I love that. You know what I mean? And I don't know if it's spoilery, but I'll do a spoiler one, a light spoiler one. Because I'm gonna probably go try to catch it one more time again, so I can do a spoiler review where we could deep dive into it. But as far as that, as you can see, man, this is the flicks, the picks, and the nitpicks, man. And I'm gonna get this better every time we get through it, but I just wanted to start like playing with it right now, because you know what, I have a passion for movies, passion for the animated films, a passion for the comic book genre. So this is where we're gonna lay it down. Walk with me, grow with me. We're gonna do a whole lot with this, as you can see, man. But at the end of the day, man, I really like to know what you guys think. It's all about what you guys think. Leave it in the comments below. Let me know what you want to think. I want this to also grow with you guys. So if you want to take part in where we go from here with everything that we do, just give me some suggestions, man. I'm gonna interweave it and let's make it work. All right. So till next time, and until next time I have a better outro, man. I see you. Chill.
Like me.
That's impossible.
All right, kid, listen up. This fry is your universe. It's soggy, it's weird, it's gross. And this delicious normal fry is my universe. So you want to learn to be Spider-Man?
Can you teach me?
Yes, I can. Time to swing. Good, you're doing it. Double tap to release and whip it out again.
Okay.
Whip
And release.
You're a natural. Whip.
Hey guys,
Who are you?
I'm Gwen Stacy. I'm from another dimension.
How many more spider people are there?
Hey, fellas.
Hello.
This could literally not get any weirder.
It can get weirder.
Okay. We need to get back to our universes soon.
Brooklyn is gonna collapse. My family lives in Brooklyn. Whoa.
Miles, what's wrong?
This was never your city. It's mine.
If I don't destroy the collider, none of us will have a home to go home to.
Remember, what makes you different
Let's go.
is what makes you Spider-Man.
Officer, I love you.
Wait, what?
That way. Other way.
Do animals talk in this dimension? Because I don't want to freak them out.